As you guys see, I am the Serpent Belt Master. So today, we'll be changing that. Now, in my hand right now is the old belt. Now, I probably shouldn't have done that because this thing is basically melting and it's kind of making me very dirty. But yeah, we're changing the belt. Okay, so before we even start, your general rule of thumb is to, one, check for your belt. Usually the signs that your Serpentine belt might be worn is squealing, squeaking, or just do a visual check. If there's cracks around these ribs or if this thing's kind of glazed, it also means it's time to change it. Okay guys, so we've already encountered problem number one. Because of this engine mount right here, I physically cannot fit anything into here to actually break the tension. So two options that I have right now: either I get something smaller or I just cut the belt off. So yeah, but like the gap between here and here is not enough for my socket plus a breaker bar or a ratchet to even fit, let alone even get the socket in. So yeah, that's definitely a problem. Okay guys, I am back and I bought myself a 14mm to 12mm spanner. So now I can actually get that in and then pull the tension out. Now before I get in, I want to show you a bit rough diagram that I drew. So this is essentially how the belt is going to be threaded along these gears. So of course you got the power steering one at the very top, your tensioner is here, and you have another one down here, and then you got your two down here. So of course, if you guys can already see from here, loop up down to the tensioner, under here, around this, and that. Now it should be very straightforward because you can just look at whether if it's smooth or it has ribs, and then you can kind of estimate it from there. But it's good to draw it out before you take it off. So yeah, now I have this, I can begin to take it off. So now we're going to release the tensioner. This isn't a hydraulic one, it's just a spring-loaded one. So you can slide your spanner, wrench, whatever you want to call it in. You pull clockwise to release it. Yeah, you pull clockwise to release it. And then once you release, that's when you can kind of slide the belt off. Yep. Just thread the belt out and then that is our old belt out. Now, if you take a look at it, condition-wise, looks, it feels a bit melted. Like it's all over my hand. So, yeah, you can see, not in the best condition. It was due for a change. So yeah, hasn't been changed in a while. Brand new belt right here. Yeah, so this should have 7 ribs as well. So it should be exactly the same as this. Now that we got a new belt, we can start threading it along our gears. Okay, so if we move it down here, you guys can see that's the belt. So what we're gonna do is get our hands in there, make sure the belt is looped around this. Okay, so now that's looped on, we can proceed to loop the very inner one down there. Now this is a bit trickier just because there's not a lot of space down there. Use my spanner here, just itch that in. Beautiful. Nope. The trickiest part of this whole job is getting it looped around the very inner one here. Okay. So now that we've got the general belt routing on, we can release our tensioner. I rate this job a 3 out of 10. Not super difficult, not really hard. You just got to get the right tools. Definitely recommend getting a spanner, 14 millimeters, and make it decently long so you have that leverage to pull it out. Other than that, threading the belt is not hard except for that last bit, because you're gonna have to like really push really hard and then try and squeeze the belt in. But now that our belt is on, we'll go ahead, start the engine, and see if the squeak is gone. No squeaking. Old belt is on there. Looks like it's on there tight. Everything works as it should. No on noises. I don't see the belt shifting at all, or I don't see any like wobbles when looking at it. So yeah, success. Take a look at our old belt here. It's pretty cracked, pretty worn out. It was due for a change. Now, it actually didn't. I don't think this was ever changed, or maybe it was, but they just didn't document it. But it looks like it's been on here for a while, and symptoms is obviously the squeaking that I showed from the start, or if you just find that your belt is slipping, it's pretty obvious when you hear it. So yeah, that's on. We're gonna take it for a drive, and yeah, basically look out for any strange noises that may occur.